Welcome dear students. Today we will start a new course called Plant Biochemistry 1. And the first lecture we will discuss about biomolecules. In this lecture we will discuss about biomolecules, its chemical nature and importance. So let's start the first lecture of Plant Biochemistry 1. We know that there are large molecules consist of thousands of atoms, and these atoms are organized into hundreds of smaller molecules that are linked together into long chains to form large molecules. So basically we have the smallest unit atoms, and these atoms combine to form small molecules, and these small molecules combines with one another to form large molecules. And these large molecules are almost always synthesized by living things, and thus are also called as macromolecules or biomolecules. So these are the molecules produced by living things. All these biomolecules are organic in nature. So what is organic compounds? Organic compounds are those chemical compounds which contains carbon in covalent combination with one or more other elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen. So in organic compound, the central atom is carbon atom which form covalent bonds with hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen. So those compounds are called organic compounds. The original meanings of the term organic came from the fact that organic materials were thought to be either alive or produced only by living things. So this is how the original meaning of organic came into beings, that these were either alive or produced by living things, these compounds. But there are certain carbon containing compounds, for example, carbonates, cyanides, or and carbides, which although contains carbon atom but not organic compound. So these are exceptions, that although these compounds, carbonates, cyanides, and carbides contain carbon atom, but they are not organic. The frameworks of biomolecule consist of carbon atoms bonded to other carbon atoms or to atoms of oxygen, nitrogen, sulfurs, or hydrogen. So the architecture or framework of biomolecule are solely consist of carbon atoms, and these carbon atoms either bonded to other carbon atoms or oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, or hydrogens. As we knew that carbon atom possesses four valence electrons and can form four covalent bonds, and thus these were the molecules containing carbon forms straight chain, branches, rings, and results into a wide range of molecular structure. In this figure, the bonding side in carbon atom, here is the carbon, this ball is a carbon atom, and we can see here that it has the potential to form four covalent bonds, and thus the carbon containing compounds have a wide range of molecular structure due to the bonding capacity of carbon atom. Organic compounds contain large molecules called polymer, and these polymer are formed by the similar or dissimilar units known as monomer. So organic compounds are large molecule, and these large molecules are known as polymer, and these polymer are made from similar or dissimilar units known as monomer. A monomer mono means one, mer or meros means part, segment or unit piece, is the simplest unit of the organic molecule which can exist freely. So monomer is the basic or the smallest unit of organic molecule which exists freely. The monomer usually link with other monomer to form polymer. Polymer is from Greek word which means many. So monomer link with each other to form polymer or big molecule. A polymer containing similar kinds of monomer is known as homopolymer, for example, starch. So homopolymer is those polymer which contain similar kinds of monomer. For example, in plant starch, when the polymer is composed of different kinds of monomer, it is known as heteropolymer, for example, protein. So heteropolymer is a type of polymer which contain different monomer. Biological molecules are polymer and consist of their respective monomers. So all the biological molecules, for example, carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids are polymers and they have specific monomer. These figures show the monomer and polymer, also homopolymer and heteropolymer. And figure 2, polymer formation from monomers. Here we can see many small molecules. These ball like small molecules, these are known as monomer, and these all combine with one another to form one large molecule known as polymer. And this is in figure 3, this is homo and heteropolymer. This is the general example. Homopolymer, we discussed that starch is a homopolymer. So starch consists of glucose molecule, and these all are similar glucose molecules. So it consists of similar repeating units called monomer. Heteropolymer is exemplified by protein, and it consists of different monomer, and we know that protein consists of monomers known as amino acid, and these individual alphabets are individual amino acid, and we can see there that these all these amino acids are different from one another. So it is the example of heteropolymer. Biological molecules are traditionally grouped into 4 major categories, such as carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acid, and lipids. So these are the basic biological molecules formed by living organisms. These are also known as primary metabolites because these are involved in the basic structure of an organism. These are the basic chemical building blocks from which all organisms are formed. Complex carbohydrates like starch is a polymer consists of monosaccharides as a monomers. So the carbohydrate is a polymer. For example, in carbohydrate, starch is a polymer and it consists of monomer called monosaccharides. So monosaccharides is the basic or smallest unit of carbohydrate from which polymer like starch is made. Protein are the polymers of amino acid, and nucleic acid, DNA, and RNA are the polymer of nucleotides. So these are all polymers which have specific monomer. Building a polymer, that how a polymer can be built. We know that 4 categories of polymer mentioned above contain different kinds of subunit or monomers, but they are all assembled and breaks in the same way by using 2 important reactions. That although the 4 category of biological molecules contain different monomers, but they use the same chemical reaction to mate and break polymer. So the monomer in a polymer are usually combined by a dehydration synthesis reaction, also known as condensation reaction. D is meaning remove, hydro mean water, synthesis mean combine. And this reaction, a covalent bond is formed between 2 subunits or monomers molecules when an OH group is removed from one subunit or monomer and an hydrogen atom is removed from the other subunit and results in the synthesis or formation of a polymer. For every monomer that is added to a polymer, 1 water molecule is removed. Energy is required to break the chemical bond when the water is released from the monomer. So cell needs to supply this energy requirement to form a micro or polymer molecule. Here we can see in this figure for a general reaction in which a monomer is linked to another to form polymer with the removal of water. For example, this is dehydration synthesis, energy is required. Here we can see here that these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, these 1, 2 are individual monomer which are combined in a condensation reaction. The third monomer will combine in this reaction. A bond is formed between monomer 2 and monomer 3 with the removal of water. We can see this monomer combined with these 2 monomer with the removal of water. So energy is required in this process, and this is known as dehydration, synthesis, or condensation. So after the reaction, a polymer is made which consists of monomer 1, 2, and 3. So this is the reaction known as dehydration synthesis or condensation reaction, in which two monomer combine to form a polymer. And we know that the polymer contain many monomers. So this example is just for the explanation to know that how a polymer can be formed from monomer. So cell breaks polymer into respective monomers by performing reaction that are essentially the reverse of dehydration, because here a molecule of water is added instead of removed. In this process, which is called as hydrolysis, Greek word hydro means water, lysis means to break. A hydrogen atom is attached to one monomer and OH group to other, breaking a specific covalent bond present in the polymer. Such reaction release the energy stored in the bonds that were broken. Digestion of food molecule in the stomach is an important example of hydrolysis. In the first reaction, the condensation reaction, we studied that hydrogen and that water is released, and this reaction, the hydrolysis, water is added. So this is the reverse of condensation reaction. Here we can see in this figure 5, this is a general reaction. We already discussed this first reaction, the condensation reaction. Now come to the B section. Polymer breaks down into respective monomers molecule with the addition of water, energy is released. This is a polymer. This is a polymer containing 1, 2, and 3 monomers. Here in this reaction, water is added, and this water results in the breakage of this bond between monomer 2 and 3. Energy is released, and polymer is break into respective monomers. So the monomer 3 is released from this polymer. This reaction is known as hydrolysis reaction, and in this reaction energy is released. So this is the known as hydrolysis reaction. The first one is dehydration synthesis, in which monomer combine to form polymer. This table contains examples of monomers and polymers. So this is nature of biomolecules and the respected monomer and polymer. So carbohydrate is a biomolecule, and we know that the monomer of carbohydrate is monosaccharides, which is the basic or smallest unit of carbohydrates. For example, glucose, fructose, these are monosaccharides. And these combine with one another to form starch or cellulose, which is the respective polymer of carbohydrate. Proteins is another biomolecule, and the monomer is amino acid. For example, lysine and arginine. These are individual amino acid which acts as a monomer. An example are collagen and hemoglobin protein, which are the example of polymer. Nucleic acid is another biomolecule, and the monomer of nucleic acid is nucleotide. Nucleotide is made of sugar, phosphate, and base. And the polymer which is formed from the combination of nucleotides is DNA or RNA. So these are all about biomolecule. The summary of today's lecture is that what is biomolecule, and we also discuss about the organic compounds, polymer, monomer, homopolymer, heteropolymer, dehydration synthesis, hydrolysis, and types of biomolecules. So I hope that you understand about these points, and thank you for watching this lecture. See you next with another lecture.